The world keeps talking about China's rise, but the real story is in what China is building. Massive, record-breaking megaprojects that reshape cities, deserts, oceans, even outer space. Today, we're counting down the top 10 projects that show how far China has come.
In 10th place, the Shanghai Metro, the most extensive and busiest metro network on Earth. It stretches more than 500 kilometers, connecting nearly every part of Shanghai, one of the largest cities in the world. Every day, over 10 million passengers move through its tunnels, more than the population of Portugal. But this isn't just about transportation. The Shanghai Metro is proof of how China can plan, finance, and build at incredible speed, a network that moves a city and a symbol of how fast the country itself moves. In 9th place, Beijing Daxing International Airport. Nicknamed the Starfish, it's the largest single-terminal airport ever built. Designed by the late Zaha Hadid, its sweeping curves and natural light make it look more like a sci-fi city than an airport. Built in less than 5 years, it can handle more than 100 million passengers annually. It's not just an airport, it's a statement, a reminder that China doesn't just build big, it builds beautifully and efficiently, connecting continents through design and precision. In 8th place, the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge. At 55 kilometers long, it's the world's longest sea-crossing bridge. It links 3 of southern China's most dynamic cities, Hong Kong, Zhuhai, and Macau, across the Pearl River Delta. This engineering giant took nearly a decade to build. It's more than a bridge. It's a symbol of integration, connecting economies, families, and futures across the water. In 7th place, the Port of Shanghai, the busiest container port on Earth, handling more than 47 million containers every year. From above, it looks like an endless grid of cranes, ships, and containers, a living organism of trade. Automation and artificial intelligence manage the chaos with machine-level precision. This port isn't just China's gateway to the world, it's the world's gateway to China, a reminder that modern global trade runs through these docks. In 6th place, the Tengger Desert Solar Park. They call it the Great Wall of Solar Energy. Spread across the sands of northwestern China, it's one of the largest solar farms on the planet, producing enough energy to power over 1 million homes. It turns a barren desert into a sea of light, transforming emptiness into electricity. This project is a clear message. China isn't only building its cities, it's also building its clean energy future. In 5th place, the Three Gorges Dam, a megastructure so massive it literally reshaped the Yangtze River. It's the largest hydroelectric power station in the world, generating enough power to light up entire provinces. Construction began in the 1990s and involved relocating more than 1 million people, making it one of the most ambitious civil projects ever attempted. Controversial, yes, but also a symbol of China's engineering determination. It shows what happens when a nation decides to control both nature and destiny. In 4th place, the Chinese Solar Telescope, known as ASOS. Orbiting Earth, it studies the sun's magnetic fields and solar flares with unprecedented precision. Its mission is to understand how solar storms form, the same storms that can disrupt satellites and power grids on Earth. This isn't just science, it's strategy. By mastering solar observation, China strengthens its space capabilities and takes another step towards technological leadership in astrophysics. In third place, the Fujian aircraft carrier, the most advanced ship ever built by China's Navy and the first fully designed and constructed domestically. It's powered by cutting-edge electromagnetic catapults, allowing fighter jets to launch faster and more efficiently than ever before. The Fujian isn't just a warship, it's a floating symbol of self-reliance and global reach. Proof that China's Navy has moved from coastal defense to true blue water power. In second place, the HL-2M tokamak, China's artificial sun. Inside this reactor, scientists are trying to recreate the same nuclear fusion process that powers the sun.
Temperatures exceed 150 million degrees Celsius.
Over 10 times hotter than the real sun's core. If successful, it could provide nearly limitless clean energy for centuries. This isn't just a laboratory experiment. It's one of humanity's boldest attempts to harness the energy of the universe itself, and China is leading that race. And in first place, the Tiangong Space Station, a permanent Chinese outpost orbiting Earth, built entirely without foreign assistance. Tiangong means heavenly palace, and that's exactly what it is. A state-of-the-art laboratory circling our planet, hosting teams of astronauts year-round. While others scale back, China expands, building not only on Earth, but in space. It represents a new era where exploration and innovation no longer belong to just one nation.